Hello there. Can you tell me what's your name and what you're good at?
Hey there, my name is Mew. I'm great at making complex tech stuff easy to understand, no matter who you are or how old you are. Whether it's helping with homework, sorting out social media settings, or just chatting about the latest memes, I've got your back. What's next on the agenda? You're doing awesome for asking.
Welcome to yet another episode of Truth, Spirit and Wealth. This is the real Moo, and you've just seen the intro with the digital Moo. As you probably have understood, in this episode we are not going to talk about economy, but we're going to talk about another passion of mine, which is technology. I thought that it was cool to show you how you can build, without knowing one line of code, you can build a totally working chatbot running from your laptop without any connection to the internet. So let's dive into what is it I've done and what is that you can copy from me. First of all, what did I set me to complete? I wanted a long-term scalable companion for the family, so not only for me, from my wife, from my daughter. I wanted it to be completely free, running on my laptop, so I do not have to pay for any API calling cloud resources. Multi-users, so the memory persists depending if it's used by myself, by my wife, by my daughter. A reliable chatbot, so a good model that is quite understand and you can have a good dialogue with. And I wanted also to perform some actions, like one of the first that I thought was that it could view and edit my Google Calendar, and I wanted scalable. I will do that from the MCP server, so the Model Context Protocol, which I haven't done yet, but I will do in the next stage of this project, that will allow from my voice the model to perform actions like go into CRM and retrieve some data or change my calendar and so on and so forth. Great, so let's dive into a bit more the details of this project without bothering you with particular technical details. But first of all, what is the hardware I'm running this model of? Obviously, running a model from a local laptop can have some constraints. The CPU and the memory are fundamental for the model, for a good model that is a middle-sized model between 10-20 billion parameters to run smoothly. You will see that the less powerful your laptop is, then the longer it takes, and maybe some models do not even run. So I'm running on my MacBook Pro with an Apple M1 Max and 32 GB of RAM. And this is good enough to have a middle-size model to run smoothly. The architecture, there is a front end, which is obviously an HTML, JavaScript page. You have seen, obviously, if you are watching this video, you're probably a bit of a geek, so you like metrics. So that is the style. The backend is Node.js in Express.js. That handles the chat request and Ollama inference, and also the quadrant memory. Ollama is a lightweight extensible framework that help running model locally. It's fantastic because it actually handles all the requests to and the API to the model. Then there is a large language model, which is a Qwen 2.5, which is a 14 billion parameter model, so a decent, intelligent model you can work with. For the memory, I'm using Quadrant Vector Database. Very light, very easy to set up and to configure, and it works perfectly for the persistent memory. And then there's networking. I have create certificate to run HTTPS. For a bit of security. And I also want to say that this model run on my laptop, but is accessible from the entire LAN. So my wife and my daughter can access it through the port 3000 with the IP address of my laptop. And some dependencies like Axios, HTTPS, and FS. What have been the key implementation steps? First of all, the coding of the front end, the index.html, the setup of Ollama. The first language model that I have installed was Phi3 Mini. which is a 3 billion parameters model, so it's a small model, but it wasn't very good, so I had to upgrade it to Qwen, which is the Alibaba large language model, which has 14 billion parameters, which is a middle-sized large language model, and it operates fantastically. I'm very happy with that. And particularly, I want also to point to the Quadrant vector database, which is key for the persistent memory, so you can remember the name of my wife, of my daughter, and it set up the base for remind me tasks and be a real companion that knows me and knows what I have to do in the future. Quadrant is very easy to set up, it's free, is easy to configure, and it consumes very little space. So if you have a modern laptop with hundreds of gigabytes of space, you will not have any problem over the years with this configuration. This is the journey. So as of yesterday, the front end was working, the voice input output is working, HTTPS is working, and so I have a very good chatbot. However, the voice is a bit robotic, which is the next step, and I need to complete the structured data layer. So it remembers names, and it pretended to tell me that it will remind me tasks, but then there's no connection to the date and time for the moment. So that is something that I need to build. And for the moment, the only function that it can complete is what is in the large language model. So we can have conversations, and it can teach to my daughter mathematics, science, coding, physics, but also history and languages and philosophy. But it cannot operate like going in my Google Calendar, edit appointments, and remind me things. And that is something that I will need to do for the next stage of the project by building an MCP server, multi-context protocol. The most incredible things of this project is that I am crap coding, and essentially I've done everything thanks to Grok. I use Grok because it's maximized for truth, but you can use Gemini, or you can use ChatGPT or Claude. There's not any problem. You can do anything today with this kind of tools. Particularly coding is fantastic. I'm really sorry for the developers because there won't be a lot of work for them in the next few years. So, as a conclusion, if you think that this video is somewhat fun and useful and you want to build your own chatbot running directly on your laptop and online without paying 1 cent for anything, I would really love if you could like and subscribe. This will help a lot my channel to grow and to reach other people. Thank you very much, and good luck with your new chatbot. I've started this channel because I believe I have things that I can share with others like-minded people that can be fun or useful, or both together. And I'm really happy to have started this journey, which I suggest to everyone. It helps get yourself in uncomfortable positions and to improve your communication skills. And to finish this appointment, I'm gonna leave you the code for the Node.js and for the index.html, and I leave up to you to find out how to download and install Ollama and a large language model and Quadrant. You can ask all these questions to your preferred chatbot online, and no doubt that you will get there very, very quickly. In the next episode, I hope to be able to present to you a fully completed product that remind many things and remind me what I have to do, and is a true companion with a very natural voice.